Hello everyone, welcome back to the Big Bad Bench. My name is John, aka Big Bad Biologist, and today it's GPU June. Happy GPU June, everyone. We're going to be working on an Apple GPU, sort of. It's not really a GPU, but it's a video card, and that's kind of, sort of close enough to a GPU for our purposes. And so let's switch over to here and take a look at this mess. So this is the Power Mac 7100 that I got from Gutbomb. Oh geez, I just hit the power button. No, I don't want to listen to that. It's too loud. This is the Power Mac 7100 that I got from Gutbomb. I forget how he phrased it, but he said a very non-functional, very yellow, and very disgusting Power Mac 7100. And yes, it was indeed that. So I did a bunch of videos on restoring that thing. This is all good to go. But it had this video card in it, and the standard Power Mac 7100 has these stupid, and you know, like the 6100 kind of has the same thing, these HDI connectors that are a pain in the butt because you need adapters. But this little video card has a regular DB15 connector on it, but it also has extra 68-pin SIM sockets, and so I'll actually be able to use these 256K VRAM SIMs that I've been carrying around for 25 years. How cool is that? So let's get started. Oh, and I'll try to hold this up to the camera and see if you can see what I can see. Say hi to folks in the chat. We got Dave's Vintage Apple Tech, who's not actually in the chat, Tara's Aviation and other stuff, Trina's Techno Babble, Lazy Blue Goat, Garth Beagle, Tech Ambrosia, Joe Williams, Jack 68K, All Things DG, Chris Angelis, Epictronics, JVHS is here, Gutbomb is here, Trina. I was just about to say nice things about you, Trina. I was just about to say nice things, and you said you mean you got them when you were 50. Ah, geez, I don't look that bad, do I? I feel like I've aged 25 years in the last 3 weeks. Anyway, I do want to say nice things about Trina real quick because she's been super nice to me lately, and she's been checking in on me, and she knows I got shit happening in my life. Oops, sorry, YouTube. And I forgot to verbally promote her stream last Saturday, and I felt awful about it all week. So, Trina, I am sorry. There you go. JVHS asks, that card won't support more than 256K. Correct. This card will only support the 256K VRAMs, VRAM SIMs. There is a version for the Power Mac 8200, I think, that will support more. So yeah, this is a weird connector too. This is kind of only appropriate for this system. This is a weird kind of PDS connector that's in here. But yeah, let's take a look under the microscope, and here we go. All right, so there you go. What do you see? You see leaky caps. So the logic board on this thing was actually fine. The caps had just started leaking. It wasn't that bad, but if we look closely here, you can see we have corrosion. So we got to get rid of these caps. And of course, these are our favorite 47 microfarad 16 volt caps. Oh geez. Oh man, I'm already dropping stuff. Oof. Okay. Gutbomb. John said the S word. Sorry, YouTube. Sorry, YouTube. I said the bad words. All right, we're gonna need a little heat shield here to protect the VRAM SIMs. So let's get cranking on this thing. All Things DG says 4716 WTF. Yeah, no, we've never come across those in Macworld at all, ever. Oh, yep, and it smells. It smells like, you know, what do all these things smell like? So just using our hot air. We're at 350 degrees today. I was using hotter over the winter, but now that the workshop is nice and warm, we can cool off a little bit. I think this one might explode on us, which is always fun. Yeah, so you can kind of see there's little solder balls coming out of some of the other solder joints. That is typically indicative of some corrosion on the top of the solder, and that it's those little solder balls are just leaking out of the side. There's that one. Yeah, that needed to go. So we'll reflow all those solder joints around there after we get this cleaned up. Mr. Tech Gadget, hello. He agrees that these razor blades are the best heat shields. Thank you for supporting my stupidness. Or cheapness. Am I gonna waste some cap-on tape on this thing? I don't think so. Again, I'm not pulling on these things, we're just using the heat. I'm just kind of checking on it every once in a while. Yeah, oh, that's pretty gross. That's pretty gross. So yeah, these caps are holding on tight. They're being held on by awful. Look at that. That is gross. Set that aside. Let's go over to this guy. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 8 total caps on this video card. So this card is also not known as a video card. You'll often see this thing described as the VRAM expansion card. So it's like it's just giving more VRAM to the logic board. You can see how, like, when they're not super corroded, how easier it is for them to come off. That's cap juice. I mean, if you compare that last one, and we'll take a look at this one too, the difference to the real leaky ones compared to the non-leaky ones. See how these all came off, you know, that came off pretty easy and there's not a lot on there, whereas that's leakage, right? So, and you can also see, like, you know, all the junk that's around those capacitors. That's bad. So, oh yeah, I forgot to show you what happened. We tried this card 2 weeks ago, I guess it was. And basically it had a bunch of vertical lines in it. I'll pull up that video of that. There you go. See, that one's a little gross. And this is kind of how the logic board was on this thing. There were some that had just started to leak. There were a couple that were not so great. I didn't do the recapping of the logic board of this on stream. I mostly focused on the power supply. The power supply was really baked because, sorry, the fan had died, and so the power supply baked itself. But yes, folks, this is very good evidence that you do need to recap these video cards, or VRAM expansion cards, or whatever you want to call them, because they are bad. These are real bad. All right, so now what we're gonna do, we're gonna flux this up. Flux that up, flux that up, flux that up. See how some of them just start to barely leak, and then we get these. Look at how awful that is. That is disgusting. We'll put flux on all this junk. We'll reflow all those joints. This is going to be kind of gross. Okay. Let's start with the easy ones. Start down here. All right. So we have our flux on there. We went crazy with the flux today. We'll just use our solder braid. Use this as a little abrasive. And clean all this up. Look how nice that is. Just a little bit of cleaning. Not applying a whole lot of pressure. Solder braid to the rescue. And yeah, see, this one was a little bit worse. So we got to do a little bit more polishing using our solder braid as abrasive. You can see that, I guess, some of the corrosion had started getting under those traces, so the solder mask there, oh, you can't see that. The solder mask came off of that very easily, and that's a pretty good indication that the corrosion had started. Gotta make sure to check that. That looks like it might be a break. Let's check that right now. Sometimes there's like a little line between the edge. That kind of looks like a break to me. No, it's connected still. Just a little line. Hey, Starbuck. Alright, where are we at? There. Gonna trim my solder braid. It's got a lot of it used up there. Go through a lot of solder braid here. And a lot of times I use it more as a polishing agent than like to remove solder from holes. I'm typically not very great at using solder braid to remove solder from vias. I like to use other techniques. Sometimes I do, but I like to use my solder braid as like polishing and cleaning up after you get rid of some nasty caps. Look at how nice that is now. Again, I'm not pulling on the solder braid. This is an important technique. If you pull on the solder braid, you'll often rip a trace off very easily. So you want to use your soldering iron tip to move that braid around. And we'll polish around next to it. What a mess. Normally I like to do an ultrasonic clean on these. I should have done that before. Should have taken the right way to do this, right? And this is what we've done before with like the compact Macs, like the Mac Classic, the Classic 2. Rip all the caps off, do your ultrasonic clean, and then come back and fix your cleanup, you know, like do your repair, recap your board after that. Oh yeah, that's real sticky. Oh, it's all sticky in there. Dude, I don't want to rip those off right now, so just kind of grabbing it. Ian Scott's here. How's it going, Ian? Let's see. JVHS says, recap anything from the 90s with Apple. Really, yes, that is very correct. Starbuck is such a great producer. If you want to ultrasonic clean after the recap, yeah, it doesn't hurt. Normally, you know, it depends on how nasty the board is. Normally, so when I do my ultrasonic cleans, it's typically going to be 2 shots of 15 minutes, and I have my water heated to about 60 degrees Celsius. You know, if you want to get all your residual flux off, yeah, it doesn't hurt to give it another ultrasonic bath. Except for maybe if you have some really weak traces. I always worry about ultrasonically cleaning things too much that were once very fragile. So like Tech Ambrosia's Centris 610 board, I really worried about doing that too much because those traces and vias were so fragile. But it made it through a 3rd ultrasonic clean. All right, that's better. Oh. This is so much better. I'm also going to spend a little bit of extra time brushing my teeth around here. Ooh, that is disgusting. That Q-tip is nasty. A little extra isopropanol for these chips. Get all up in there. This is where the ultrasonic bath kind of helps a lot, like getting stuff from out of underneath there. There are even times though, like with some of those really bad Classic and Classic 2 boards, you actually do need to remove some chips and physically clean under them. I guess while I'm here, I may as well get the edge connector. Oof, look at that juice. Oh, that's gross. I just cleaned the BigBadBench too today. Floss your logic board. Oof, look at how gross that is. Gutbomb's asking me if I'm interested in good deals on working compact Macs or only broken ones. I only want the broken ones. Look at that. That is gross. Oh man, I really should be wearing gloves. Yeah, if they're working, then just let regular people buy them. I prefer the broken ones. I like having some issues to deal with. I don't know what's wrong with me. Yeah, no, I wouldn't want an SE at any price, really. I have so many SEs in here. I actually, so this week someone gave me a bag of SD RAM and a Macintosh SE. So I got to deal with that. And the SE looks kind of gross on the outside. Ooh, sorry. Okay. All right, so I think this looks pretty good. It looks way better than it did, that's for sure. Look at how nice that spot looks. Hey, Justin D. Morgan is here. How's it going, Justin? Oh, don't worry. Even if the BigBadBench is clean, it's still bad because I'm the person operating at the bench, so you know things are going to be bad. So I just used my hot air station there to clean up the to dry off some of that isopropanol that was around there. Let's put some flux down. Gonna flux up all these joints right here. I'm overfluxing this. Gonna redo all those joints that were in the line of fire. Oof. All right, let's start. Let's clean our tip because we just abused it for however long. So we'll come in, solder, 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 and then look at this. There we go. Look at that mess. Oh, that's bad. Oh, that's so bad. Those joints were so corroded. That one came back a little bit. I will fully admit that I do not use enough flux. I am a cheap bastard, and I don't want to spend extra money on flux. There are times where you gotta use a lot of flux. It's part of the reason I'm really terrible at what's the kind of soldering where you just kind of drag soldering. I was gonna say where you just drag the soldering iron over things, because you should use a lot of flux when you're drag soldering, and I refuse. So most of these have cleaned up pretty nice now. That's better. Let's get the bottoms of these. They shouldn't be as bad because they were out of the most direct line of fire. Yeah, you can see when they're far away, they're not as bad. Alright, let's wick some caps back onto this thing. If you're a vintage Mac person, you better have a steady supply of 47 microfarad 16 volt caps. I like to go with tantalums. Others like to use regular aluminum polymers. Whatever works for you. I still haven't found a great description of why you go over one over the other. I think at one point I want to do an experiment and actually look at like the voltage signals using different caps on vintage Macs, just to see if there is an actual difference between the tants and the electrolytics or aluminum polymers. Still got to figure out how to use my oscilloscope a little more though. Gotta get these perfectly straight or my brain will itch all week. Nope, that one's gotta go that way just a skosh. There we go, much better. Okay, so we soldered one side on each of those. Now we'll come back, hit the other side. Okay, that's 3. Those were the bad spots, so that's good. Gutbomb says, I think the people that like polymers like that they have a more original look. Yeah, I guess. There are very fine electrical differences, supposedly, like the frequencies that different types of caps can cover, but I have not seen hard data on any of that. Of course, I'm not an electrical engineer, so maybe I'm looking in the wrong spot. Okay. I personally like tants because 1, they will never leak again, and 2, when they fail short, and typically when that happens it prevents the power supplies from powering up, and so you know when you have a bad tant. And of course, when you recap with tantalums, always make sure that the stripe goes towards the positive side, or else you will get a failed cap. Don't ask me how I know. Yes, they do make fun explosions when they fail. Not that I know. Nope. No, I wouldn't know. Never done it. Okay, so we're getting close. So I think, well, so here's my concern. We had vertical stripes running through the picture last time, which I'll show you again from last week's YouTube, or 2 weeks ago. And I don't know if the caps actually had anything to do with that, right? Like, vertical stripes like that would indicate to me that we actually have bad VRAM on the card. So there's a chance that we're going to have to replace some VRAM sim, or not VRAM sims, but VRAM chips, which will likely be a tedious process. And so if we wind up doing that, then we won't have time to look at that Performa. But if this winds up working, then we'll have time to look at the Performa. Hey, Steve is here. How's it going, Steve? A wild Mac 84 has appeared. Okay, one left. 8 freaking caps on the VRAM expansion board / video card / for the purposes of gpujune GPU. All right, did we put all our caps on in the right direction? Plus stripe, plus stripe, plus stripe, plus stripe, plus stripe, plus stripe, plus stripe. Okay, yep, so we're all good to go. Let's clean up this little area real quick. I will say that this flux, this is the Chip Quick NC191, is harder to clean up than the other fluxes I have been using. And so if you're into cleaning up your fluxes easily, don't use this stuff. It flows, it helps things flow nicely, but it is much harder to clean up than other fluxes. Okay, Hey, it's 1-Bit Fever Dreams. All right, let's go back to here. All right, so this is our nasty paper towel. That was white at the beginning of the stream. This thing was gross. This was a really gross video card slash VRAM expansion card slash GPU. Look, you can see, oh, you can't see it real well, but all these drips are really bad. Gross drips, gross drips. Let's get another paper towel. 35 minutes, jeez. I was thinking that was going to be even faster. I guess I'm moving slow today. That is definitely true. I am not at my maximum speed right now. I appreciate y'all tolerating my lack of speed here. Oh no, PennyMX says my Mac LC2 seems to be dead. So, flip the switch, no fans, no chime, no nothing. That is typically going to be a bad power supply. Have you recapped the power supply on that thing yet? So there you go. See how nice that all is relative to where we started today. All right, I'm gonna use some hot air real quick just to dry this off. I think I have a video of recapping on one of those power supplies. If not, I'm sure Steve has several. Probably Bruce Rain, Broncos Creations has several. Pretty straightforward job. The one issue that I've come across with those power supplies is if you don't clean them well enough after the recap, the residual cap juice futzes with the voltage sensing, and it causes the voltage to be too high in the power supply, so it constantly shuts itself off. So all right, so this looks a lot better. All right, let's show you this thing actually works. Okay, that chime took a long time. I won't be able to show you, but my custom blue SCSI mounting system is like I drilled holes in this metal bracket and threaded standoffs directly into it. So this is a very sturdy blue SCSI mounting system. This is of course my knockoff blue SCSI, unsanctioned, unofficial. But that's one of the cool things about blue SCSI is you can make them up yourself if so desired. Okay, so you could really use a 3D printer. Yes, I could. Let's switch this. Okay, so you can see we have video. Actually, I wanted to check. Let's see what kind of video modes this thing gives us. Let's go to the monitors control panel. Okay, so we get 4, 16, 256, and thousands. Let's go to options with holding down the option button. So this is only giving us 640 by 480 possibilities with the built-in on the logic board stupid HDI connector thingy. But it will give you thousands even though it's 640 by 480. All right, so let's go back to here and we'll unplug this stupid thing. Man, I hate these. Does anyone else hate these? Okay, there's our VRAM expansion card. I think I'm going to deoxit that socket, slot, whatever. Just in case that was part of the issue. This thing was disgusting, but the logic board did get cleaned, so let's push this in and out a couple times, get that deoxit all spread around. Trina says, tell us how you really feel. Hey, Rudy's here. Okay. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Chime. That's always good. We got no monitor turning on yet. That's not so good. Uh-oh. We broke it. Now we're not even getting anything. I need to speak sweet nothings to it. Hey, little 7100. Why don't you boot up for me? We broke it worst. We broke it worst. Yeah, it could be a solder ball bridging something. All those little solder balls that go away and run around. That is always a possibility with those things. Good call, Jack 68K. We can tell by the blue SCSI not doing anything that we're not booting up. So it's not like we're just hanging. So we could have a rogue solder ball. Let's see if we can see anything. Oof. This thing's getting very hot. Yeah, that shouldn't be that hot. Let's look under the microscope, see what's going on here. No, not my face. Not that microscope. Oh yeah, let's show you what this looked like before. It had vertical pink lines sort of running through it. That's what this thing looked like before. All right. So we see any weirdness? Do we see any rogue? Rogue solder balls. Let's see if we inadvert. No, that one doesn't run under. Well, we can check these to see if we accidentally like shorted something. So this is always a concern when you have traces running underneath your caps like this. It's like, okay, did you accidentally bridge something? Nope. That looks kind of gross. That looks kind of gross. This is going to be one of those situations where we need to ultrasonically clean something, doesn't it? Oh God, I can't follow that. That's not connected. Could probably get rid of all the caps. No. Reset my VRAM. That's a good possibility. But that shouldn't be why this should not be getting hot. Oh. Do I see a rogue solder ball right there? Can we zoom in? Where's my pointies? I only have one shirt, yeah. Oh, yeah. Look. Oh, they're all under here. Oh, you jerks. Oh, you jerk solder balls. Oh, my gosh. Oh, no. All right, let's see if... Some of these may supposed to be shorted, but... they all look good. Down here was an issue. Now see, sometimes that's supposed to be connected. It's hard to tell with the chip on there. Are we gonna have to pull this chip off? Oh, I don't want to pull this chip off. Yes, Trina, it probably would be easier to pull the chip off. Oh, man. All right, let's see if that cleared up what's going on. There's not an easy way to clear the PRAM. Wait, is there an easy way to clear the PRAM with these? Let's go back to here. I mean, this is basically the same size as a 68030 processor. And I have done those before. Yeah, if I was good at drag soldering, I could just drag solder them all. All right, let's try this again. 3, 2, 1. Command Option PR until it chimes again. Okay. No, that chip is getting way too hot. That is not supposed to happen. There's a short under that thing from those solder balls. Okay, folks, this is getting ugly. Let's do it. We are going to remove that ramdac. I think this will be easier for you to see if I just do this. All right, so I got to shut off my hot air. Let's zoom in. Oh, not that far. That's too far. Let's go in about that far. Are those RAM slots on the board? These slots over here, that's for the ROM and the cache module. All right, so what I've done is I've taken my tip off, turn that up. Okay, folks, here we go. Jack68K says, are we sure the caps are on the right way? This is not what I wanted to do today. Everyone remember which way this chip goes. It does not make sense. Big dots over here. Little dots right here. Oh, that's a test point. Little dot. Big dot there. Oh, yeah, so those are VRAM SIM slots on the video card so that you can add an extra 1 meg of VRAM. Doing chips like this is awful. You got to be very careful when you're desoldering these. It's very easy to lift legs or lift traces. So that's why I took the tip off, and we're putting as much heat around this thing as we possibly can. I am currently at 350 degrees. Ooh. Just heard something pop. That's always fun. Just be really patient when you're doing this kind of thing. Yep. Board preheaters can be very useful. If you've ever watched any of DOS Dude's videos, excellent example of SMD soldering. Pretty much every topic that he does. Oh shit. Oh, sorry YouTube. Here we go. Our chip is gone. Now we can look at this under the microscope. There's definitely gross under here, that's for sure. When you're looking at stuff like this, right, all that gunk right there, ugh. The thing I always worry about with doing stuff like this is bending the legs, because once you bend these legs, you gotta be really careful about putting everything straight again. All right, let's clean up all these pads. Rip monetization. It's okay. Oh yeah, the thing I did notice about cleaning up this flux is it's very heat dependent. So if you do want to clean it up, giving it some heat helps. All right, and we need to clean up get some new solder braid visible. Yeah, we should probably take off all those caps that were over there in the danger zone. Ow! Oh, that's hot. Remind me to check that bottom corner to see if those two pins are supposed to be shorted out. It is entirely possible that I've now fried the ramdac because of bad, stupid little soldered balls. That is one of the reasons why ultrasonically cleaning these things after removing all the caps is kind of good, because it can kind of dislodge some of those little solder balls. Oh, I just fucked it up. Oh, that's bad. Oh. Well. Looks like those were NCs. Oh, man. Today's not going well, folks. Today is not going well. Nope. One of those is definitely a C. Oh, well, that's it. We're toast. Yep. Oh, that's sad. All I wanted was some more VRAM. Marcus Mayfield says, that hurt to watch. It hurt to happen too. So, let's see. This bottom corner, that one is most likely a ground or a 5-volt, but then the one next to it is no connect. Sometimes those are tied together, especially if it is a ground. You can see that one's a no connect, that one's a no connect, but I have a feeling, see there's a via there. Let's see if there's a way for you to see this more clearly. Sorry, I'm just gonna rub the rest of those while that isopropanol is still there. Actually, that might have been a no connect as well. So normally if you have a via that is doing a thing, you can kind of see that there's like a little oblong bit that points out, and you'll see like the residue, like, you know, how there's like a little groove cut into the PCB where the trace was. That might just be a via without a trace going to it. We might be okay, because this one is very clearly a no connect, right? There was no F-bomb, Trina. Don't lie to the audience. This is why I say my videos are not safe for those under 18. Things get a little spicy sometimes. Yeah, I don't think that actually had a trace go into it. We might be okay. Oh my god, and this one went crooked. Oh, maybe from the heat. I'm gonna have to fix that. Alright. So now what we gotta do is clean this up a little bit. We're gonna try it. We are not gonna let that stop us. See how I'm just kind of like flicking stuff off of here? I'm also I'm not applying a whole lot of pressure to those because these are super easy to bend. But we do need to clean them up a little bit. You can see there were some like big chunks of solder and stuff that have remained on some of them. Yeah, somebody play us some Queen. I won't sing it. Not because I don't want to, I'm worried about demonetization. I just don't want to torture you with my singing. Oops. A little bridge on that one. Where's that confounded bridge? All right, that's Led Zeppelin, right? Am I remembering that correctly? Let's wipe that up. Okay. Oh, those stupid solder balls. Okay. Big dot next to little dot. Oh, before you do this, always flux. Always flux it up. What's going on, Eric? You've missed a roller coaster of emotion today. All for a little video card. That's not even a video card. It's a VRAM expansion card. Alright, so for these, trying to lift this up and not like drag it around too much. I want to get the placement very close. It's one of the issues with the flux, is it kind of can prevent you from seeing everything super clearly. Alright, so we got those two corners kind of lined up nicely. Okay. I think we're generally pretty well aligned. Gotta tweak that just a skosh up there. Wrong way, John. There we go. Okay. So I'm gonna make sure our tips are really clean on this one. And we're gonna use our smallest solder that I have. Put one on there. Oh. Yep, that was bad. That was bad. Okay, there we go. We're back. It's okay. We're gonna be okay. The card might not be okay, but we're gonna be okay. This leg got a little bit tweaked, so we're gonna push that. Oh, there we go. Today I learned that there are PCI cards in modern Macs. You mean in the G4s? Is that how modern we're talking here? All right, those all look lined up nicely. These look pretty good. Gonna come and see how we have a couple of nice big like ground ones. We're gonna put some solder on those. And if you were pro at drag soldering, you could do this whole job very quickly. Alright, now this one we can't really see well, so let's melt our flux. Just gonna apply a little pressure on here. Bring this back this way just a touch. So there is a lot of technique and practice. From the times that I've been successful at it, what I can say, well, oh, yeah, look at that. See, that's why I'm really bad at this. There's something called, shoot, what's it called? Like a horse hoof tip. It kind of is a little bit, what would that be, concave or convex at the edge. And then you just have to use a massive amount of flux, and then you won't have bridges. See how as I'm dragging this, the little solder ball is kind of following me? That's when drag soldering works well. Again, I'm not particularly great at it. See, we got a nice big bridge right there. But as we're coming along, you can kind of just pull your solder ball along. This is not proper drag soldering technique, by the way. But you can also see as the flux has gone away, it's more likely to carry out those bridges. Excuse me. There's one right there. So you can sort of put your tip in another place to remove the amount of solder that's on it. Yeah, we're going to add some more flux there. See how that extra flux got rid of that? It's a balance between how much flux you have and how much solder's available. Yeah, that's not enough flux right there. Way too much solder. There we go. We got that one resolved. Yeah, make a video on drag soldering. See, then you get things like this because we didn't have enough flux. This is why you gotta use a lot of flux when you're drag soldering like a pro. And sometimes if you can't just get your blob off with the tip, you do need to come in with some solder braid and get rid of that excess junk and start fresh. There's no shame in restarting. We're getting there. Sorry, folks. This is definitely something I hadn't anticipated on doing today. Maybe we'll be done by the time Tech Ambrosia streams tonight. Pull a Steve 8-hour stream. That one, that's quality. Clean your tip. I keep forgetting to clean my tip. This is one of those situations where you want to make sure your tip's very clean. There we go. Got bombs probably yelling at the screen. Clean your tip. Add more flux, you jerk. Said I wasn't yelling, I was whispering. Okay, I think those are all good. So that should give us two sides that are done. Can it get sucked in under the chip too? Yeah, so wherever there's heat, the solder is going to want to flow. And generally, it likes, if you have enough flux, it's going to flow to where the hottest point is. We're going to check on all these real quick just to make sure that the pins are actually soldered down. Oof. Okay. Bridges. Oh, bridges. Clean the tip. Clean the tip. There we go. More flux. See how more flux made that flow real nice? That's why you should always use a lot of flux. And that's why I'm not a great solderer. There we go. All right, let's poke at some of these things and see if they're actually soldered. Poke, 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 poke. So basically I'm just looking to see if any of these legs wiggle. And as I'm doing this, I'm also kind of giving it another look just to make sure there aren't any bridges that I missed. Alright, so I hope this answers Trina's question if it's easier to just ultrasonic it or remove the chip. See how easy it is to wiggle these when they're not soldered down. Oh, well, that one, we knew the via was sort of moving around, so that makes sense. I want to make sure that they're not touching though. Or not the via, the solder pad. That's one of those situations where it's a good idea to come back and hit it with some solder mask to make sure that doesn't move in the future. Alright, so that's 3 sides that all look good. All right. Whew. Did anyone check the orientation of the chip? Thanks. Yeah, no, I think we're good. I think that's right. Whew. All right, let's zoom back out. All right, here we go. That was not a lot of fun. Let's see what happens. Let's see if we get some magic blue smoke out of this mess. You should check for continuity, and so I mean if the pins don't move when you poke at them, they should be continuous with the pads. But yeah, I should probably go back and check to see if none of them are shorted out, but I kind of was looking at that. Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Chime. All right, that ramdac was getting hot again, which tells me that there's something else going on. All right, let's try a couple more things. I don't like the way those little tiny capacitors look up there. So let's deal with that. Let's get those little capacitors off and redone, because I don't like the way those solder joints looked. I thought it would be fine enough. Oh God, I didn't even think about like maybe solder ball under the VRAM slot. That would be terrible. That would be terrible. So what I'm doing is I'm just gonna put these off to the side. I'm also kind of worried about that chip. See, it doesn't look like there's anywhere that could have shorted out underneath of there. That's pretty gross. That's why you don't skip the ultrasonic step. Oh, now I just soldered that to that. Okay, people. Oh, this is great. This is freaking great. There's a whole lot of nastiness in there. Yeah, Steve's right. It's time for a nap. All right, we'll try putting these little caps back on. And then I think we're gonna call it a day. I guess we should look at that Performa real quick. I do want to show you how gross it looks. I'm gonna use a little hot air real quick to dry that off. Wow, Trina, you still here? I thought you would have been asleep by now. This one's a bit much even for me. I've almost put myself to sleep today. Second tweezers. Come on. Okay, let's try it without those caps on. Let's check those caps real quick. Let's see if there's any shorts along there. No. No. Yes. That's shorted. That is a direct short. That's interesting. That little cap is gone. Huh. Well, that's something. Let's just double check with ohms mode. Yeah, that's a direct short on that cap. Interesting. We're gonna set you aside, little guy. Let's check the rest of these. Trace to trace. Nope. 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 Oh, actually that's an inductor. Sorry, that is supposed to be shorted. That's an inductor. It's marked L. Never mind. Now, let's just double check that. Yep, that's fine. That's fine. Let's check these. Okay, so here's something weird. So both these resistors are marked 240. Oh, no, they're fine. Okay. Together, it was measuring 12.5 ohms, which, yeah, so 240 should be 24 ohms. 24 with zero, with no numbers behind it. But if they're in parallel, that would make them about 12 ohms. Yep. 5. But see that one's marked L. Oh, yeah, that's a direct short. Okay. Oh, John, what are we doing today, man? All right, let's try this thing. I'm going to leave those 3 caps off for this time being. Let's just see. Yeah. Okay. Let's go. 3, 2, 1. The toiletie is toiletist. Oh. Hot dang. Woo! Jeez, oh man. Wow. Wow. What an adventure. What a friggin' adventure. Alright, now we gotta put those caps back on and see what the heck's going on. Oh, wow. Alright. How long have we been going? 1 hour and 45 minutes. Oh man, this has been too much. This has been too much. Alright, let's put these 3 caps back on here. Joe Williams says, quit while you're ahead, John. You are so right, Joe. I'm gonna break this if my life depends on it. Alright, let's put this stupid cap back on. This is not gonna be pretty, I'm just doing it fast. Because I want to see what's going on here. Oh, that's so ugly. It's okay. It's been a long day. You can tolerate an ugly cap placement, John. No, you can't. The chip was not getting hot. That's what cued me to it actually doing something different. Oh, look at that. No, that's supposed to be like that. Alright, I thought maybe there was a weird little trace bridge right there, but that's how that's supposed to be. Alright, let's try you again. Was it worth the extra VRAM? To me, it's worth not having that stupid... oh shit, no, see, now it's getting hot again. What the heck? Let's see which one of these caps is the problem. I'm just gonna do this. do these one by one, figure out where our problem is. Nope. It's getting hot again. Maybe they're bonus caps. We don't really need them. Let's put the soldering iron down. That seems to be what's going on so far, Gut Bomb, that when those caps are in there, the ramdac gets hot. Yeah, that's getting super hot again. Or High Techs, welcome to the channel. Okay, so we got no caps again. And it's not getting hot. And we got screen. Did one of those tants blow on me? Let's check. So this was the last one. No. That's not a shorted tant. What the freaking heck, man? What the heck? They like to test me. I'm testing them. They're testing me. All right. So let's try. Let's put one of them back on. Jack 68K, you're feeling me. You're along for this crazy ride. All right. Let's put. Let's go under the microscope. All right, so this was the last one I took off. So let's leave that one off. Let's try the other ones. Let's put this one back on. All Things DG says, I feel like I'm stuck hanging upside down in an amusement park ride. All right, that one's on. We're going. Okay, this is all making perfect sense. Ah, wow. Wow, wow, wow. Okay. Don't breathe. on it. And yeah, it was connected. It's not very pretty. This is not up to my soldering standards. I apologize. It was connected though. Okay, so let's try this one. Let's put that one on there. Big blob under there that was preventing that from sitting right. There we go. Rudy says, why can't repairs be easy? Yeah, right? All right, let's try this one. It's not getting hot. And we got screen. All right, so we know that that one position is being weird. At least it's working. It's an extra cap. We don't need it, right? We got extra pins coming off of that ramdac. All right, let's see what this thing is giving us. Control panels, monitors. It's giving us 256 or thousands of colors. Let's go to options with holding down option. And yeah, look, now we're getting all kinds of resolutions. 1024 by 768. Let's do that one. Look at that. 1024 by 768 with 256 colors. Now let's see. Can we put in extra RAM? So what role does the cap play in the card? Yeah, probably some sort of stability, stabilizing out some voltages. Or it's just there to annoy me. Oh, sorry, let's do this. Let's put in some VRAM. Let's see if we can get higher res and or more colors. I'm gonna leave that cap off. I don't care. Heck that cap. Heck it. All right, look at all that VRAM. Tech Ambrosia says, big bad biologist in the case of the cursed cap. I like it. Jack68K says that the cap was bridging something. Yeah, I wouldn't put it beyond me that there's some sort of a bridge that formed there. Let's go. Oh, so it didn't save our settings, but that's probably because it detected a change in the monitor setup. Ooh, look, we get millions of colors now. So let's hold down options. Oops. option, go to options, 1024 by 768. We still have the same resolutions available to us. But now we have thousands of colors available to us at 1024 by 768. Oof, that ramdac sucks. Let's go back to 800 by 600. Oh, it only wants to give us... This is why you gotta hold down option when you click options, to give you all the possibilities. 800 by 600, okay. That's much better. And we'll do millions of colors. Look at those millions of colors. Well, how about that? The more memory is working, so at least we got that going for us. I'll poke around with that card and play with the cap some more. Let's real quick, let's look at this Performa. I want to see how gross it is. Trina really wants me to add the third cap back in. I don't want to break this thing again. It's actually working. Let's look at it. Let's take a look here under the microscope. Oh, wrong side. Oh, look at this. There is a weird little bridge thing. I think Jack 68K was right. Sorry, this. Look at that. Look at that little bridge right there. There is two parts here where the solder mask, this is ground here, and this is going to be the positive. And I think we might be getting some little bridging action happening there. Listening to Trina is what got you in this mess in the first place. Yeah. All right, so let's do a precarious cap mount. We'll mount this cap up in the air, like we just don't care. I'll have to come back and put some solder mask on there. Okay, so it's kind of up in the air. I don't know if you're going to be able to see that. But there's no connections to those little things. Go back to here. Yeah, just toiletiest. I can't even say your name right now. I'm so tired. I cannot do 2-hour streams. All right, let's try this again. 3, 2, 1. Jack 68K, I think you're the winner. I think that cap was shorting out. There we go. Darn it. Darn it, what a pain. Wow. All that because I was shorting out to ground. Oh, that's painful. I'm sorry, you all. At least you got to see me solder a giant chip that I didn't really have to solder. Well, I think there was some grossness under that chip, so it was good that we got rid of it anyway. But here we go. You rock, Jack. And are we still detecting 800 by 600 millions of colors? Woot! Woot, I say. Well, that was an adventure. Wow. What a freaking little tiny bridge thing. Might have some more curses after the stream. All right. I just want to show this thing off real quick because I want to show the before. And I'm always terrible at documenting the befores. So here's me documenting the before. We're not going to have time to play with this one, but the toiletist, did you win the Mac Plus? No. Who won the Mac Plus? Blah, blah, blah. He was here a second ago. My brain's not working. Sorry, folks. Eric's Edge won the Mac Plus. And it's no longer getting hot. Correct. Yep. So this is all good. All right. So this is this thing. This is a Performa 6214 CD. As with all of these, oh, yeah, we have a broken tab there. Let's get our, let's see, we got a pry tool over here somewhere. These things, let's slide this over a skosh. These things are brittle plastic, and you gotta bend up these little tabs to get this front bit off. There we go. Oh, we got plants crammed in there. Okay, it doesn't look too bad. We do have a tab missing, which is very sad, but maybe we can rig something up. But you can see it's kind of somewhat yellowed. It's not the worst yellowing I've ever seen, but you can kind of see there that where the monitor was sitting. And it's very dirty. Look at how dirty this thing is. So then, these back tabs. Take off these two screws. And we slide this out. Okay, so there's our ROM sim / cache card. There's some pieces of plastic. There's a network card in here, which is nice. Take a network card. What do we got for RAM? Ah, nice. Come on. 32 meg sim there. This is probably 8 or 4. All right, and the battery hasn't leaked all over everything, so that's a plus. The caps look decent. I know from working on one of these that the power supply will likely need to be redone. So I'll probably do that at some point. So I bought this thing actually. I got this and a multi-scan 15 monitor for 40 bucks. I used that multi-scan monitor to finish repairing this multi-scan monitor. This thing used to be bright orange, and the green gun didn't work. But now the green gun works, so I had to use the neck board out of the one I bought with this to fix that monitor. The monitor that came with this was crumbled into a million pieces, so it's not going to be a monitor anymore, so it's all spare parts. But this, I figured I needed that monitor to fix that, so that's why I got this. So yeah, this thing's gross. This is not the clearest plastic, but a little bit of point of reference for the color. So I'm gonna get this retro brighted and cleaned up. So yeah, just wanted to show that. We won't boot it up today. I'll take it apart again at some point, and we'll revisit it on a stream. Wow, what a day, folks. Thank you all for hanging out with me. That was quite a mess. Always watch for your shorted out little cap traces. Yeah, what a day. Hey, Random Seed, welcome. We're just about to finish up here. So yeah, we got this thing working. We got it recapped. We took this chip off, put that chip back on, and then found that there was a short over here. Wow. I want to thank you all so much for hanging out. Go watch Tech Ambrose's stream tonight at 6 o'clock Eastern time. She's going to be working, I don't know, beating the heck out of a Voodoo 5500, so you don't want to miss that. And then, as always, check out Dave's Vintage Apple Tech on Sunday. I'm sorry I won't be able to join this week. Have a lovely week, you all. Give your loved ones a hug. And yeah, I'll see you all next week. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching me thrash with this mess. I appreciate y'all.